part of Western Ghats. And of course, he spent some time in Bangalore. And while coming to Bangalore, unfortunate accident, so we lost him. See, my connection with him dates back when I was a student. I was the first one in the country to digitize the environmental information and create a web page related to the environmental information system in the country. That was the days when many people were not accepting the digitization, technology, and automation and all those things. I was with a group of people who were criticizing me that I am wasting my time. Okay, but when I did that, that's where Rashida met me sometime when he saw the web page. He said, this is what we also want to do. We also have done it, you can look at it and another thing Rashida helped me during my career is when I was not getting some of the articles. It's not like today. When I was doing PhD, getting the articles is so difficult. Then Rashida used to help me. Whenever I write to him saying that this particular article I come across in some place, can you source it? And one of my colleagues, Professor Joshi, used to tell me that you should be in touch with the Rashida so that you can get whatever. Very good human being. And incidentally, his name also, my name is TVR. Bengalis pronounce TVR as TVR. So that's the linkage between both of us. Okay. Now, I will see how I started my journey from Western Ghats to the Bangalore data-driven science. I was a great believer of whatever we do, it should be available to the community. Then only there is just publishing and putting it in electronic or in a hard copy and putting it in the library will not suffice. We should go beyond that. I was the first one to digitize my paper and put it on my webpage in the institute. At that time, somebody alerted me that I am violating the copyright. I just said that I am ready to accept it. So only the people who arrest me should provide me the library in that jail. So I will happily sit in the library in that jail and continue my journey. And today we are here. I think in the audience around 22 people are there, excluding me and Francis. So, and today my talk we talk about how the data that I work with the spatial data. The huge data is available. Then what is the research we have done? How we could reach the destination? When people say that because of science it worked for them, we always feel satisfied. And incidentally, this is the book I published about a week back. On 13th August, it was published by Springer. The cost of that book, I myself will not be able to buy it, so it's only $15,000. So that is, I think, and $179. That's and it's also, I have not revealed it anywhere about too much in the public. Today I am going to do it in this forum. So because in the library of IISC, in memory of my colleague, TVRAMACHANDRA, is an art forum to say this book has been published and it's available online, the e-version. Hard copy will come out on 13th October. There's a history behind this book. I work on ecosystem. And what is the worth of the ecosystem? We are looking at it. See, people always, when you meet somebody, or especially at the family circle, it happens. How much he earns? What is the value of him? This is the kind of question. If that is the question, then why we should not look at the ecosystems also. So I had worked on one district to say what is the worth of ecosystem in Western Ghats. That is Uttar Kannada district, where I almost spent 1.5 decades. And I had published it in 2017. Okay. Then 2019, United Nations saw my article and they approached me, asking me whether I can, because United Nations, there are 179 experts had come up with a protocol how to do the valuation. And the protocol what I had adopted in my paper was almost similar to that. They approached me and they asked me whether I can do it for 10 districts in Karnataka. That was in 2019. I signed the MOU 2020 due to the COVID. Unfortunately, COVID hit the street and we were not allowed to move, but I had to implement the project. These foreigners were never be nice to us actually. They said, oh, you have to follow the deadline, you should not. But they didn't know that because of my status in the system, I can even travel Europeans think like that. So I was in one corner of the room with my name, all the things printed. Then when I took up the presentation, after my presentation, you know, these people, somebody got up and told me, oh, surprising, India has done it. Then I said, that is the power of the youth in India, in my country today. We can transform the whole youth. And what I meant there was, the work what we were supposed to do for 10 districts, we did for the 30 districts, and we gave the protocol for the entire country. Okay? And the outcome of that, 2021, the project ended. In the next 2 years, we refined our writings, etc. And we converted that into a book in between some publications in the form of chapters and journal articles also we published. Okay. Now this is a web page which has a history. You know, if you look at this web page, Environmental Information System, that is where the first web page what I had created, still the template I have retained in that page. Okay. And another thing what we did, one of the things Rashika was doing was the database. And he knew that I also have the hobby of collecting a lot of articles and reference. So that is where he was telling me what kind of database I should have. Of course, he gave me some template what he had developed. And we were, but I was not comfortable with that thing. Then I thought that I should have it in web version. You know, now we developed a web version wherein all the articles. So I think I will go to the web page for a while. Okay, this is the web page. You know, if you look at this, this is the not visible. Now, if you look at this web page, you will see the number 65,978. That many articles, you know, the books and the research articles, I have it in my collection. Okay? So that means over a period of time, we might talk about it. How do you do that? So this is it has the details about the thing what the commission database will do that. And this is one web page which gets updated regularly. Whenever Ramachandra is in good mood, he will just update the details of the thing. When I get a new journal or a new article, he just put it online and does it. Okay. Now with this I get back to my other presentation. I think sir, one of the things has to be off. I don't know which one has to be off.
So this is audible. Audible. Yeah, we switch off. That has to be off.
Now, I was talking to you about the data. Our career really got a boost with the availability of data. You know, we launched the satellite way back in 70s. And from 70 onwards, every 21 or 30 days interval, we are getting the data, spatially. So that data is of various spatial resolution, spectral resolution, and the radiometric resolution. I was talking to my students about those things, etc. So this is the kind of the data available. But converting this data into the information was a challenge. You know, especially when I started my career, we have to write our own algorithm and code it and all those things. Today my students have this one, you know, they have the ready-made softwares and they do the job much faster. Okay? So that is now whatever the remote sensing data, the picture what you take, if you really analyze that, it is a collection of numbers. We call it as a digital number or as a pulsing data. Okay, that is the number we convert into the information. Okay, so now this is the kind of the data what we get, and we interpret the data with the help of other collateral data. That means geographic data, topo sheets and vegetation map, etc., Google Earth, etc. You know, with that we come up with the so now, see, earlier we were doing the conventional the classification. we were doing the supervised classification based on the maximum likelihood classifier. Now today, you have the artificial intelligence and machine learning. In the machine learning, if you look at the algorithm that what we use in machine learning, my first student did his thesis based on one of the algorithm, two algorithm, but we defined it at that time. Today it has taken the shape of machine learning. And today my student is a professor at IISC, and he spent some time with that NASA. There also we had a challenging task. So that means today's student, we have created a platform. Only they have to use their brain and use these things and do much better than what we were doing earlier. At our time, we were developing it, and there was a lot of challenges for there. Because we are the first time. When you are a first timer, you have a lot of challenges. At the same time, when you are a first timer, you also have opportunities. Okay. Now, we also, since we had a data for 5 decades, we also thought we can visualize it. There are the algorithms like cellular, machine learning, etc. We use those things. If you know the pattern of change happening over the last 5 decades, you can say what will happen in the next 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line. That kind of a projection also we try to do it. This broadly we call this as a land cover dynamics. Essentially we work on the land cover of the nature. Okay. Now, what is the agenda of this kind of a science? I am worried about sustainability of resources. Sustainability means if I can ensure clean air and water and natural resources to our next generation, I would say that we have achieved the sustainability. Now to achieve that, you need to do the planning. To do the planning, you need a data. That is where our role comes, scientists' role comes, and the people who work in the domain comes. And once we do such thing, we also can take it forward towards the planning, advocacy, etc. This is my study area, Western Ghats. Unlike your home, my home is too big. Okay, I have entire Western Ghats. I wander in the Western Ghats, unlike the other people. But my home is about 5% of the India's geographical area. Okay, my home is rich in such the resources. Everyone sitting in Delhi or Pakistan, they think about my home. That means how to take the resources so that they can become. That is where the challenge comes to us. Okay. Now, you all know that we have only one Earth. And what is the number of species that are there? Varieties of plants and animals. You might ask, what is the use of these varieties of plants and animals? When you have varieties of plants and animals, you have variety of food. When you have variety of food, you get immunity, your body gets immunity. See, you go to Rajasthan, you get the traditional food of Rajasthan. You should eat that. Going to Rajasthan, you should not demand masala dosa. I would say for that climate, that is the kind of the thing what you grow there, you should have it. Okay. Now coming back to the topic of 9 to 12 million species. This is where the library science comes. Our historical records give that out. Look at our scriptures. Okay. The Rig talks about 12 million species. And in science we have estimated about 1.3 million species. And we know the biochemical composition or the medicinal properties of this about 20 or 25% of this 1.3 million. There's got more to be done. And that is where, we need to, earlier thing, the scriptures has to be translated into the digital format so that we can read faster and then understand better, assimilate better. Okay. So now we understood why the diversity is required. Just go to this country's various points. In a district where I work, in one taluk in Uttarakhand, I have 54 varieties of rice. 54 varieties of rice. One is good for fragrance, other one is for the heat, etc. Similarly, you take brinjal. In Kannada we say badnekar. We use it wrongly. Whenever we talk about someone, we say that we speak badnekar. That is a different issue. But look at the varieties what we get. You go to South Kerala, you get a bulla. And you have look at the fragrance of that. See, that is when you look at this, it is not just a commodity for us to consume. Look at the genetic pool that what we have. So what kind of science we can do, hybridization and convert this into the more value added products. Okay? That is where this kind of knowledge will help. That is where we need to figure out what kind of resources we have on the earth. Okay? Now let us try to understand which part of the earth we have the highest number of plants and animals. Let us move latitudinally. You see that highest number of plants and animals are there in this pocket, which corresponds to 8 to 12 degree latitude, which corresponds to Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu part of Western Ghats. That means some of us who are born and brought up in that region, we have inherited that kind of resources. The varieties of plants and animals is the thing. That means conserving that is on our shoulder. That is what we should do it, and that's what some of us are doing it. And this is the region where we work. Okay? The Western Ghats, we start from Kerala, ends with Gujarat, where we gave one person to the country as a Prime Minister also, from Western Ghats. Okay? So now, see, this is what has to be managed. You know how to manage that? You need to maintain the physical integrity of the system, chemical integrity, then only you will have biological integrity. That means the plants and animals which thrive there, their habitat is defined. You cannot say that, no, I will change the habitat, you continue to this one, it will not happen. So even to the human beings, sometimes when we come to the polluted world of Bangalore, we get sickness very often, especially people from Western Ghats. Okay? So that means for us, we should have the physical integrity and chemical integrity. Sitting at Delhi, thinking of river leaking is a disaster. And in the name of development, polluting our rivers and forests is again a disaster. When we do that, we will lose the biological species of that. That means we are threatening the survival of humanity on the system because we are losing the resources on the earth. Now, if you have to look at that, you have to conserve that. Can we do science and conserve it? That's what we did. As I said earlier, we have a big spatial data, remote sensing data from 1970 onwards, with the area spatial resolution. You can optimize that. And the algorithm through AI and ML. See, earlier when I was a student, to analyze one district, I used to take almost 8 to 9 months. Today my students do the entire Western Ghats up to not 1 period. You see the 4 time period in 6 months time. Look at the kind of the automation that happened and digitization that happened. Now advantage is that when you look at it, you see the green is declining. That means the forests are decreasing. Not only forests are decreasing, forests are also getting fragmented. Look at the thing, there is a fragmentation in the forest. So now that will threaten the livelihood of the people. Okay? Now let us see what is the job of the foresters. As a student, you will publish a paper, you think that you are doing a good job. Similarly, forests are also doing the job. The carbon what you are emitting is taken by the vegetation in the forest and other places. So now, how much the carbon is stored in the plant? You can quantify that, quantifying above ground biomass, below ground, and the soil carbon. This gives the total carbon. Now, how much carbon is stored in our forest? It's about 1.23 billion kilograms. Okay, and every year about 37,500 kilograms of carbon is sequestered. That is the carbon that is emitted by the cities, towns like Trivandrum, Kochi, Mangalore, Bangalore, etc. That means nature is doing some amount of balance by maintaining the removal in the carbon. See, otherwise what happens is greenhouse gases form a layer in the atmosphere, and whatever the sunlight that falls, because of this layer, the sun energy is not escaping from the earth. Because of that, the accumulation of the sun energy on the earth, you see the warming. That phenomenon is called global warming. Now, consequence of global warming, what is the thing? There are changes in climate. See, when the temperature in the environment changes, your body also starts sweating. Like that, Mother Earth also starts sweating. When Mother Earth starts sweating, we have changes in the climate. When you want rain, you don't get rain. When you don't want rain, when you are about to do the harvesting of the crop, it rains. That is where we see the calamities happen. If you don't want that to happen, then you need to maintain the balance in the nature. Okay? Now, what is the worth of this service? We did the calculation, it amounts to 100 billion rupees or $1.4 billion. You might ask, what is this number? Why it is used? See, when I represent a country as a member of the committee of the government, I always tell them, this is the carbon that you people have emitted, European and Western countries. I tell them, because my country was not industrialized, But forest in my country, because it's only one earth, has taken the carbon and it was done the job of the worth 1.4 billion the dollars. You need to pay that amount to us because of the service what we have given to the globe through our forest. That's how the conservation can happen. But for that to happen, you need to do this kind of analysis to bring it out. That's where we have been successful in some of the forum to convince the international nation. Otherwise, they used to think that we are all snake charmers and we just spend time under the tree talking all the time, playing cards, etc. That's the opinion the Europeans have about the Indian. But in the last 1.5 or 2 decades, they have changed that mindset. Okay. So now, if this trend continues, what is likely to happen in the region? We see that the forest will decline further. And we will have only 10% forest cover in the Western Ghats. And if that is, you all know that how much forest cover should be there in a particular region. As per the government of India now, 33% green cover has to be there. But what we have is 10%. And now the implication of this changes in the reduction in the forest cover is the temperature will increase. There will be 1.5 degree Celsius increase in temperature in Kerala, then 1 degree increase in Karnataka. We will see the higher instances of chikungunya, dengue, COVID, etc. We lost one student very recently in the Apple because of one of these the virus in the system. People are still exploring it. They think that's a very confidential information, but the people with common sense can tell that it is something to do with the virus. Now, there is another problem is the changes in rainfall. The region which was receiving higher rainfall, for example, Kerala, for 8 months, and higher quantum of rain will start getting lower rainfall. That means the wet crop that they are growing there, like coconut, areca nut, all those things will fail there. And more worrying thing is the changes in rainage. The rain which was supposed to spread for 4 months in Karnataka or 8 months in Kerala will fall in few days in a week. That we call it as a high intensity rainfall. When there is a high intensity rainfall, there would be landslides and mudslides. See, when I wrote this article, when my student did the analysis beyond 11 I wrote a paragraph saying that we are going to witness more and more landslides, mudslides in the region, and this article was published in 2018. As a coincidence, 2019, there was a high intensity rainfall, landslide, mudslides happened. And this is the article people started referring, and the media reported about our work, etc. It is not that we became famous, but we had warned the system how to manage the system so that this kind of calamity doesn't happen in the system. Okay? Now, let us take another service. I'm sure you all drink water. Some of you drink in plastic cups with the dioxin so that you are inviting cancer. That is another topic. But now when you look at this slide, this is a slide when I was a student working in Western. And this is a slide of today. You see the same day, same month, but I don't have water now. Okay? Now what is the reason? For that to understand that, I will take you to river basin. This river basin, the Sharavati originates at Amruteta and traverses 128 kilometers joining the ocean. In 1965 we constructed a dam. With that we have reservoir. See, when we constructed a dam here, 178 villages were there earlier. We pushed them out. Forcefully we evicted them because we had a power. When I say we, it doesn't mean me, people with power. Okay? So they, engineers at that time, they put those poor farmers, etc., and the dwellers in that region in the dry area. And these farmers were practicing wet cultivation. They were doing paddy, sugarcane, etc. But they couldn't survive in that region. What they did is, they waited for the reservoir work to be completed and they just came back to this region. Once 1965 the reservoir was commissioned and all this, the work was moved out of this region, they came to this region, they converted forest into agriculture. And today that region has more of wasteland and barren area. Now when you look at this region, see, one side you see the lush green forest, other side you see this kind of degraded land. Look at the drainage network. Here you see the higher the drainage network, whereas here the poor sparse spread of the drainage network. Look at the rainfall. If you want to do the analysis of the impact of the land cover change, download 124 years of rainfall data. Just divide it to 1900 to 1960. 1964, the entire region was receiving the rainfall of 3,000 to 4,000. Whereas today, this portion continues to receive the higher amount of rainfall, 3,000 to 4,000, while this region started getting rainfall of 1,700 to 900. You know, if you have understood hydrological cycle, you know, this high hiller, because of the tall tree, they were helping in evapotranspiration and the cloud formation, and they were stopping the cloud because of the rain was happening. But now, since we remove that vegetation cover, now rain is not happening there. That is what science also brings it out. Now, let us try to understand further how long this water is available to the people. You know, for that we put the sensors in the underlying layer to see how much water gets infiltrated. Infiltrated means the water gets into the lower layers. You know, when the catchment is dominated by native species forest, if it is like urban area, how much water gets infiltrated? Or if it is a monoculture plantation like coffee, rubber, acacia, how much water? Like that, about 32 sampling sites we chose and we put the sensors. You know, when the native species forests are there, because forests are diverse, the roots are diverse. Because roots are diverse, soil microorganisms are diverse and abundant. Because they are diverse and abundant, the microbial activity is higher. When the soil microbial activity is higher, soil becomes porous or permeable. When soil becomes porous or permeable, it allows the water to percolate and fill this zone. This is the groundwater zone, then it fills this zone, and then only you will see a water flowing in the lake or a stream or a river. Now, after monsoon of 4 months, you know, the water that is stored here moves laterally to the water body. That's how you have 4 months water. Then during summer, the water that is stored here, you get it. We monitored this for 36 months, and we showed that how this vegetation plays an important role. Okay. Then we graded the streams or the water bodies as A, B, C, D. A are the ones which carry the water for 12 months. B are the one for 8 months. C are the one for 6 months, and D are the one for 4 months. You see, A type of streams are there where the catchment is dominated by native species forest. And B and C, that is 6 to 8 months of water availability when the catchment is dominated by monoculture plantation. When catchment is degraded, you see that the water is available only during 4 months. Now you see, if you need water, what you should be doing. Okay? Why Rajasthan doesn't have water? Because there is no vegetation now. Okay? So now, I will summarize what I said so far. See, this is the region 12 months water is there. This is the region 9 months. This is 6 months and this is 4 months. Just look at the vegetation cover. Wherever forests are intact, you have 12 months water. Wherever forests are fragmented, with the inclusion of rubber, acacia, etc., you have 6 to 8 months of water. Wherever forests are degraded less than for the 30% green cover, you have only 4 months of water. Now, let us look at how much water gets infiltrated. When it rains, you know, about 60% of the rainfall gets infiltrated. And here is about where degraded land is about 28 to 32%. Okay? Now, we looked at the demand of the water. See, you all require water for drinking, agriculture activity, etc. You know, wherever forests are there, demand for water is high, but there is sufficient water. Wherever forests are degraded, the demand for water is there, but there is no water. Okay. Now, let me, I published this in the current science. For the first time, this counters the theory of the Westerners. Westerners said if there are vegetation, because of higher evapotranspiration, you will lose the water. That's why they said you should remove the vegetation from the catchment area. You know, my generation people who got graduated reading those publications, what we did when we become engineer, we cut the forest to have the reservoir, etc. So this article got high citation because of that. I counted that here. Okay. Now let us look at the biodiversity. Where all the organisms are there? These dots indicate various organisms. All these dots, you know, it could be slug, bear, tiger, etc. They are all there where 12 months water is there. Where 12 months water is not there, 4 to 6 months water is there. I saw only 2-legged animal. You know which is the 2-legged animal? Fighting for water. Okay. Now let's look at the other aspect. See, we comment on these 2 fish. They are new to science. We give the name to them. That's what we scientists do also. When we comment on the new one, we give the name and all those things. So sometimes our own name we attach it, but we didn't do it there here. You know the importance of this fish. It has a medicinal properties. So then it can be used for bronchitis, etc., treatment, etc. Due to my working in Bangalore, I also felt that if I culture it in my lab, I might become very. But I brought the samples to the Bangalore, we cultured it. But like Bangalorean, this fish didn't have any medicinal property. So that means, if you want medicine from this fish, you have to allow them in their habitat. For the fish to survive in that habitat, 12 months water should be there in the water body. For 12 months water to be there in the water body, surrounding catchment should have the native species forest. That brings the link to the forest, this one. Okay? Now, you all know frogs. Frogs are known as amphibians. What does amphibian mean? In the life cycle, there are two stages. One is the juvenile stage, the tadpole stage, which requires water. The next stage is adult stage, which is on the land. Now, if there is no water, what will happen to tadpole stage? You will not have the tadpole. That means the frog will not survive. But we come across one of the frog species, Philatus bucorinus. Bypassing the tadpole stage, we saw the younger ones in a dry area. There is no water in the stream. So then, we were curious when my student reported this to me. I said, get this one, fertilized egg to the Bangalore, let us monitor in Bangalore environment. Then on the 14th day, we saw the intervals emerging out of this, moving in our lab. So that means these animals have learned how to get adapted to a situation when there is a crisis. With the changes in climate, there won't be water on the earth. And whatever the science we do, none of us will survive. That is where we need to take this message seriously. Only these organisms will survive. That is one of the things which I have been telling the government. We need to wake up and do something for the country. Okay? Now, identifying these patches of forest, our elders have conserved. They call it as Devrakadu in Karnataka, sacred forest. Our cows in Kerala, cows, rice in Maharashtra and all. Agenda is that if they conserve the forest, they knew that they have water in the well. If they have water in the well, they will be wealthy. So that is what the agenda. But unfortunately, now these are all becoming idle land by idle people. Idle land with idle people, ideally. Okay? So now, if you want to understand the concept of sustainability, okay, just talk to this kind of name. That's how I learned the concept of sustainability. A lady in the mid-60s, 65 plus. When we talked to her, she said that she collects one bucket full of bivalves every day. We were curious. We said, why not the next one? She said that when I sell this one bucket of bivalves in the market, bivalves is a marine organism with a shell. Okay? So that when I sell it, I get 350 rupees. That is enough for to run my family. So I don't, but tomorrow I will go and collect again. That is the concept of sustainability. What you want today, you consume it. But don't try to mismanage it and that's how one has to learn the concept of sustainability from this kind of uneducated but very knowledgeable people. Okay. Now, how to reach the destination of the so-called knowledgeable decision makers? Okay. These are the let us develop the decisions of our system. That's how I have taken the science for the society benefit. What we thought that because of my 2.5 decades science, we had collected a lot of data related to plants, animals, the climate, everything. We bio-geo-climatic, social variable, all those things we integrated. We divided entire Western Ghats into 5 minutes by 5 minutes, 9 kilometer by 9 kilometer in each grade. Because computer is doing the job. It's not difficult for us. So we just put the data into that. And then we get a weight. See, how did we assign the weight? See, in a grid where the forest cover is more than 60, we get a weight of 10. Like this, you have another this one variable in the area forest. Similarly, endemic plants and endemic fauna. So now we know that the quality of the system, bio-geoclimatic variables, okay? So then, this is the carbon sequestration. You look at this. See, Kerala has a higher tree endemism. Next is Karnataka. And if you look at the fauna, you see Kerala has a relatively lower because they have eaten up all these fauna. Kerala are known for eating everything, including rats and cockroaches. So don't take it negative. These are all the lighter side I am telling because I am speaking for the last 32 minutes. So you should know that I didn't want you to feel that. Okay, Karnataka has relatively higher the animal enemies. Okay. Now we integrated all these things. Then automatically we divided that data. Like your CGPA. When you have a CGPA for the entire class, you can divide into who are the toppers, who are the mid-level and who are the lowest. Like that we had the 4 levels. You know, we graded the very high CGPAs as 1, ESR 1, ESR 2 is a dark green and light green is here. And then we also put it at the village level, okay, because village data was available with us. Then I thought that I should put it on the, make it available to the public. Just publishing. Publishing will give me the credit as a faculty at IISC, as a student of science, I get the benefit of that. Then what we did was we generated this portal, we designed this portal. You know, then we made it available to the public. You know, this is the, you can visualize the eco-sensitiveness at the state level, district level, column level, etc. I will show you at the end of my talk, because when I toggle and there is a time loss also, I will not get into the detail. See, now this portal has the details about this, the decision support system and publications. When you access that, you will get about 150 publications what we have written about Western law. And also, the videos also you will see that. This we launched it on, I launched it on 15th of July last year. And today you look at that portal, it has cost 10,000. That means there is a demand for this kind. That way the science also helps in the decision making. And you know, I launched it on one of the memorial lecture, the K.V. Subarna's memorial lecture. A well-known Kannada writer, I did that. Usually when I do something, I always put it with the stalwarts. Like today I did with the TVRAMACHANDRA, the book. The similar thing I did that. And you were surprised. See, within a month, there was a query in the parliament about this program. Okay, asking for the details, etc. That means we have hit the destination. Not only that, a committee from the ministry comes into my office asking for the details. I gave a presentation to them. I said, what is the carbon service doing? Then they told me, sir, we are meeting the Karnataka government tomorrow. Your assessment of carbon, we will tell the minister what is the worth of carbon and how Karnataka can get a benefit from the forest because of the conservation. When the carbon services of the forest, only carbon services, not water services, was told to the minister. Minister said, okay, I am for the Western Ghats conservation. He announced it also. Okay, so that's how the advocacy and the policy level you can take. Then, if you want to know, then all the things about that we have written in various vernacular languages. People said we don't understand English. We said okay, Malayalam, Tamil, all those languages we put it in there. And for the people who can't read, we also created a video. You know, we just put it, and this website, you know, Abhishek is a youngster who developed this website. He's sitting there. So, you know, which gives all the versions of the, okay. And also when we developed them, people said that today most of the people are like you are the mobile fellows. They are all stuck to the glued to the mobile. What do you do with them? Then I told Abhishek, we should have the mobile version. That is what we developed in a month's time. You know, we named it as Psychiatry. It is available in Google Play Store. You can download it. Google Play Store. This is the QR code. You can download. Otherwise, you can search in the Google Play Store and download and install it. Okay. Now, see, that means what we did 2.5 decades. Now, as a take the information available to everyone. That is what the decision maker is. That today morning also I had a meeting with the principal chief conservator of forest. And I showed him this. Very useful. I said, I am not happy with your fancy words. I want the conservation to happen. That means what we have done identified, you need to take this as a priority. Okay. So then, as a scientist, as a researcher, what I have done which has benefited the society. One is I have been successful in treating the wastewater at a low cost. Okay, which is working for the last 12 years. And I have told how Bangalore problem can be solved. Rainwater harvesting, etc. Then I also created some other thing to say that replica. What I have done at my home should be possible at other places, like creating water body, mini forest, and what are the benefits. And the most important thing I have been doing is, probably in the campus, I am the one person who has given 2,000 plus lectures in the various schools and colleges across the country. You know, we are all used to going to United Nations, giving a talk and all. But the joy, what you get when you interact with the young children, you do not get going to the United Nations in the air conditioned room. That is what we get, and that's where we have invested a lot of our time on that. Now, what did I do for the wastewater treatment? See, the checkbook lake, way back in 2005, you know the Rashekar 2005 we was that year, when I did a study of Checkbook Lake and surrounding area, all the water samples had the nitrate. Nitrate is a carcinogen rejuvenate the lake. I was a member of the committee. And when the government constituted a committee, they know how to tie our hands also. They gave the money which is not sufficient to treat this water properly. That money is sufficient to do the secondary treatment. See, when the wastewater treatment, there are three levels: primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary treatment will remove large particles. Secondary treatment will remove chemical ion. Tertiary treatment will remove nutrient. My problem is nitrate, which is a nutrient. To remove that, I have to have tertiary treatment. But the money what they are giving, I can have secondary treatment. So then what I did is, I convinced the chairman of the committee, nature-based solution. In 2005, today people are talking about nature-based solution in a big way. But I had done it 2 decades earlier than. I just integrated constructive wetland and algal ponds. Constructive wetland, nothing but the marshy plant which have the ability to uptake the nutrient. And last 10 years, my students have monitored the lake as well as surrounding borewells. None of them have nitrate. Today there are 300 plus borewells are there. This is the report what we prepared, and there are 2 German students sitting here. They also worked on this. So that means, we have a satisfaction of giving a clean water at least to 300 well users in Bangalore. That is how science has gone to the society. And you see that we have not given the contaminated water. We have removed the contamination. Okay. Then we said that Bangalore gets a rain of 700 to 800 millimeter. If you do the rainwater harvesting, you get 15 TMC of water, whereas Bangalore requires 18 TMC of water. That means 70% of the water required for Bangalorean you can get by rainwater harvesting. To do the rainwater harvesting, one is rooftop harvesting. Individual houses will get 4 to 5 months of water. The next best option is to do the lakes. If you rejuvenate lake and retain the rainwater in the lake, surrounding groundwater get reach out to the clean water. You might ask what is the flow. Sarki Lake was rejuvenated 3 years back. I was in the committee. Within a year of rejuvenation, the groundwater level went up by 300 feet. This year, when entire Bangalore suffered from water and higher temperature, if you go to Sarki Lake, groundwater table was less than 500 feet, and the lake had enough water. Because of high moisture content, the temperature in the region of 2 degrees low. That's where I said, government, we should replicate this model. We have 198 lakes in the city. Let us rejuvenate all 190 lakes. We have solved the water problem in the city. Then the second thing is, if you are using 18 TMC of water, you are also generating 18 TMC of wastewater. If you treat it similar to Jacob model, what I talked just now, you get 16 TMC. That means 15 TMC because of rainwater harvesting, 16 TMC because of the wastewater treatment, you have 31 TMC. This is more than what you require, 18 TMC. This is a sustainable solution, long-term sustainable solution. But for that to happen, I have 5 R formula. First R is a responsible citizen. If people are environmentally literate, they become responsible. When people are responsible, they rejuvenate the lake so that I can retain the rainwater. They will also allow me to treat the wastewater so that they can reuse the wastewater. Otherwise, today in Bangalore, they write to me saying, why do you want us to drink the treated sewage water? I told them, what is my response? I said, I traveled from Mysore to Bangalore. What I see is Kaveri carries the Mysorean sewage. You are drinking Mysorean sewage. Instead of that, if you drink your own sewage, it's much better than drinking someone else's sewage. See, that's how the scientists also have to speak to convince the system. Okay. So then, look at how we have choked the city of Bangalore. 1973, 68% green cover, vegetation 7.97, red, which is the building, etc. Blue is water body. Then with industries, see 1973, the city was known as a garden city when I was a kid. 92, you see that with industries coming up, the changes happened. Then the 2000, with ITPT in the outskirts, you see landscape changing. Then 2006, further intensification, 2009. Then see, now 2021, if you look at 22, we have the 23, we have 85% in this one. There has been 1,078% increase in concrete area. We lost the 78% of water bodies, or 79% of water bodies, and 88% of vegetation. And the city doesn't have enough oxygen. When you are struggling, you will understand some of the cities are using oxygen simultaneously. And water is another space. Humanity has lost because we don't have water or oxygen. There the humanity will be there. So that's where I said we need to do something for the Bangalore. my campus, IISC campus. We mapped using GPS. We have 22,000 trees and 5,000 people are there. Campus, that is 1:4. For every person, 4 trees are there. We need that with remote sensing data. This exercise we did it in a couple of watts. And then extrapolated using remote sensing data for entire Bangalore. We have the account of Bangalore trees, 1.5 million trees for the 9.5 million people. That means for every 7% there is 1 tree. Now you might ask, do we require tree? Okay. I'm sure everyone is breathing. If they are breathing, then they must be using the product of tree, which is oxygen. So now let us see how much oxygen they have. If you see that when you breathe, you give out the carbon dioxide to an extent of 540 to 980 grams per person per day. Senior people 540 grams and young people 980 grams per person per day. You know, 1 hectare of tree removes the carbon to an extent of 6 to 9 tons per year. By that ratio, for every person, 7 trees are required or 8 trees are required. But what we have is 7% 1 tree in the reverse situation. This is nothing new. Look at our literature. That is why you should come to library. You know, look at Bible. Bible mentions about nature conservation at least 320 times. Quran, have you read Quran? Is there anything mentioned about water? No. I will tell you. I have read Quran. Quran mentions warns us of imminent war if you pollute water. You know, that's why when you visit Tata, you have to wash your feet and fingers with the clean water before you enter the Tata. That's why in good Tata, like Kadapa, this one you see that there is a well, you have to collect the water and wash it and then they thought that if you practice there, you will practice at home and you come in. Now in our literature also there is a mention about linkage between the water, trees and children. If you have a well at home, you are wealthy. 10 wells are equal to 1 lake, 10 lakes are equal to 1 sarovar, 10 sarovar is equal to 1 child, 10 children are equal to 1 tree. You know, the benefit of having 10 children, you can have it by planting a nursery in 1 tree. Now I put it other way. People who cut the tree, every cutting of the tree, they are multiplying their own children, 10 children. See how powerful it would be. See, when I wrote an article, one of the forest officers landed in my office. He was crying. I asked him, what happened? Why are you crying after coming to my room? He said, because of you. Then I said, what happened? Why did I do anything to you? He said, I pulled out my article which came in the press. He said, you have said that when we cut the tree, we are murdering 10 children. Now 179 trees I have to remove because the road widening is happening. So if I remove 179 trees, you will write one more article tomorrow and say that I have 100,790 children. So you have to give me the solution. Then I suggested what is to be done, how the transplantation has to be done, nearby area, the vacant land, how to do the planting, etc. And then there is a solution for that. Okay. Now for that we developed the Bangalore Urban Information System. You see that this is about 1.5 months back. What is the they have, 3,000 the visitors are already. That means there is a kind of the thing. That's where the data is translated into action through the science. We convert the data into information, and information through the appropriate forum we have provided to the decision makers and the youngsters of today. I have given what is the solution for Bangalore water scarcity, and not only that, neighboring area, what is happening, all those things. This has become quite popular across the academic circle also. Then we also looked at the other aspect. When you look at a simple food chain, you see that energy and material transfer happen from one level to other, and finally whatever is left get converted into elemental form by bacteria and fungi. That's why in nature you do not see the waste. Where do you see waste? You see waste where waste people are. Who are these waste fellows? They have a special love for the plastic, polythene bags, etc. They are the ones who create the mess in the system, okay? And they do not know when they carry the plastic home, they are giving their children the cancer, okay? So now let us see what is happening to the lakes of Bangalore. Lakes are being used for dumping solid waste, and we encroach, we create the lake view apartment, and we also dispose the sewage, untreated sewage into the lake. If you are not close to the lake, we take it through the tanker and leave it there. And the lake, when it is polluted, when it is clean, it looks like this. When it is polluted, it becomes like this. Profuse growth of microphone. When there is a profuse growth of Then only you will see the frothing happening, fire, etc. This all happen. What is the solution for this? You should not allow the nutrient to get into the lake. According to the science. What did the policymaker of 21st century did? They thought by putting this barricade, they have solved the problem. Then I wrote an article saying that this barricade solution is an ad hoc solution. It solved the problem for 4 days or 5 days. One of the engineer called me, DDA chief called me and he said, you are a critic. I have come across in my life. I have solved the problem of Bangalore. Right? For 4 days, what problem you have solved? I asked him. Then when the frost crossed over on the 5th day, I called him and said, gentlemen, your 5-day solution has not worked. Then he told me, GDR, you should understand something. You know what is the profit I got in that? I spent 2 crores for this barricade. He got enough for us. So that is what the bureaucrats do. That will go on as long as the scientists and researchers become huge spectators. Okay? So then, let us see what are the implications of that when we pollute the water body. The people grow vegetable in the downstream of the lake. And fish in the lake comes to our plate. We analyze the fish as well as the vegetable what we take. Because I have to be neutral, non-vegetarian versus vegetarian. I didn't want the controversy. When I analyzed those samples, all of them had heavy metal. Having heavy metal in our food is cripples our health. Cancer, Bangalore is number 1 in the country as far as cancer instances are concerned. Kidney failure, which was 1 in 1 lakh about 12 years back, today is 1 in 5,000. Every ward in Bangalore has the kidney failure, the dialysis unit. Of course, mental failure is there. That's a different issue. Okay. Now, how to rejuvenate? I gave a proposal to the resort to rejuvenate this lake. See, I found out what is the problem. And then how to solve that problem is also a scientific problem. That is what everyone expects. Then when I prepared the blueprint for that, then it was not moving for 2 years. 2017 I published this, nothing was happening. Then 2019 some youngsters came to my room. Then I said, you are all like bubbles. You will talk today, tomorrow you will just go to the graveyard. Then they said, what is to be done, sir? Then I said, can you take this to the Supreme Court? When Supreme Court took our case, they penalized government of Karnataka 500 crores, which is kept in escrow account, and now that money is used for rejuvenating the lake. One of the important things is the rejuvenation of the lake, you need to decontaminate the lake. To decontaminate the lake, you need to remove the silt, what is accumulated. When I proposed that, what is the silt that is accumulated is about 11 million cubic meters, immediately a group of Bangaloreans got up and woke up and they said, oh, TVR is going to create a traffic base in Bangalore. He is going to make our left ahead. Then I said, okay, I may be doing that. Then what I did is I had a meeting with the local farmers in the Vartur lake, in the vicinity of Vartur. I analyzed the silt of the Vartur lake. When I said, I with my students, okay? When we analyzed the silt, there were no heavy metals. Then the farmers agreed to take it to their field. We gave it to the farmers about 400 acres. Believe it or not, every month I visit the lake. When I visited this lake on the 4th month, when I visited the farmer, they showed me the bumper crop. Each farmer tells me they got the benefit of 1.5 lakh per acre. You are from Rajasthan, you know the meaning of lakhs and millions. 1.5 lakh. They loaded my vehicle with vegetable. I said, what will I do with this? They said, go and give it to your colleagues in the institute. Let everyone get the benefit of your science. 1.5 lakh into 400 acres. And twice a year they grow this crop. You can see the worth of the same. That's when we were successful in converting the waste into the wet. And the lake is getting rejuvenated now. I am a member of the community. So I told that this is what I will give it to the Bangaloreans. The greatest contribution from IISC would be the rejuvenating the biggest lakes in Bangalore. Okay? So, and I also put the list. When Francis was talking about the list, he thought that bachelor library information. For me, this is Bangalore lake information. Of course, I didn't get any degree with that. But this gives the details of all lakes in Bangalore. What is the water quality? What kind of algae is there? What kind of zooplankton? What kind of fish is there? You can choose. In fact, the 2 girls who are there, Sullivan and Cincy, were instrumental in doing this massive work of 198 lakes. So, for the first time in the country or in the globe, Bangalore lakes have been documented. No other city. People talk about lake, but consistently taking the science to the policy level. Okay. Then, we have also solved the God problem. Gokanda, there is a Koti Tirtha. God was having the polluted water bath every day. Then local youth, they saw some article of mine, they approached me. Then myself, my student, we visited. We never go to temple on our own. When this kind of thing, we went there. We collected the sample, we found that sample is, the water is rich in organic matter. Because of that decay of organic matter, you have the smell. Then, stopping anything in our country, especially the religious thing, is very difficult in our country. What I did is, I had a meeting with the priest. You can see me sitting next to the priest and talking to him. I convinced the priest. What I want is, I will show you one location in this day. They can continue to do the research of those puja material, which include rice balls, etc. I called it as Vaikunta. 25 rupees I kept just as a charge. And another one I gave it as Kailas, 50 rupees. This economic model worked. I requested the priest to chant. After the disposal, they should chant and collect 25 or 50 rupees from them depending on the location. In the process, we have a revenue of 20 to 25,000 rupees a month, which is given to NGO. NGO has hired 3 youth, and their job is to do the TVD, remove the price heavy, and take out the rice balls from here and give it to the cattle, in the gosha. And now, the cattle is getting a nutritious food with ghee, banana, and rice, etc. And look at the guard. The guard was taking a bath of this water. And after our intervention, the water body turns into this. God also must be happy. So we did it in 2017. In my profile from 2017 to today, the kind of application, kind of the career thing, what we have done, so much satisfaction in our life, and my students, this one is because of this. That means even God is happy. So if you don't believe in God, at least through this action, you can see that some good thing happened. Okay? So then, when somebody bothers, we don't cry. One of my colleagues was a well-known ornithologist. What we did is, we got school children and we planted 500 saplings of ficus species in the Jubilee Garden in India. You can go to Jubilee Garden, they have done this one. That is what when children, their birthday, they come and do the watering, etc. That's how the nature, if you do it, everyone gets the benefit. Okay? Now, other intervention. This is the water body. I'm sure none of you know this. So, I have created in the campus in 2008. This has become a good experimental plot for my students who work on biofuel. Not only students are happy, we have this otter in the, otter is a voracious eater of fish. We did the documentation of biodiversity. When since what they did, we are surprised to see the biota. Algae, zooplankton, fish, etc. That means, you just facilitate. Nature knows how to create the system and provide food to everybody. So this fellow, somebody said, because of you, otter has come in the campus, who will feed the fish? I said, don't worry. Somebody will feed it. That's what happened. Whenever I meet people, also when people are in crisis, they come to me. That's what happened this day, because he is from a region where there is a water stress. For 2 years, a drought broke. So I was traveling in Mangalore, he fixed up appointment with me to contacting their school or college, he fixed up appointment. I said that I have a class till 7 o'clock, I can meet you at 9 o'clock. When I traveled from Mangalore to Guruvindra, it was 7.5 hour journey. 9 o'clock, he listened to me like you walk. Then he said, I have 12 acres of land. I told my student, wonderful, let us do the experiment here. We did the analysis of the 12 acres, found out where the lowest point, how much water can be stored, how much water can be. I gave a proposal in the May month of 2006. Believe it or not, within a month, he creates a water point. And the success is because of the youth. You see that he is also fighting, and the youngsters from all the science and engineering. And not only this, when I saw there was one resourceful man was there. He is the CEO of Aldous. He is quite resourceful and also he was quite humble and thing. Then I thought that I should give him another medicine. When I gave the medicine, that translated into water body which can store 25 lakh liters of water, and he also took out the planting of this region. When I visited that region, see, along with Cincy and Silva, we see the greenery with a smile on our face. Something very innocent. Those of you who are not married, this is very important. Those who are married of my age, who have children, then they can also think about the future of your children, the marriage, etc. This is a good example. When this water body was created, before creating the water body, this gentleman was a bachelor. He was trying to get married, but he was not a Bangalorean to get married through the Facebook, no, and to find the divorce paper the next month. So what happened is, within a 6 months of creating this water body, he gets a wonderful partner who take care of the joint family. So that means if you want happiness at home, you do this kind of thing which benefits the society. Don't think of benefit to you, but it's the result. And see that the progress that happens in the system. Okay? So then, if you have not seen this climber in the campus, I was fascinated by this climber. I felt that I should have it in this campus. I brought this pod to the campus. There were 14 seats for that. Out of 14, 7 I planted in 7 locations in the campus, and remaining 7 I have kept in my lab. Because if somebody questions, what is the proof that you have planted it immediately? At that time when I was a very age, I did that. Okay? And today, you look at that, among the 7 what I have planted, only 1 has survived. That is next to the building where I worked for 2 decades. Recently only we moved to the new building. Okay? That is the result. That means even the plants know who will take care. Otherwise, my question is why other 6 didn't survive? Because of my interaction with this fellow every day, watering it, tendering it, and talking to it, it has survived. Then in front of that building, we created a mini forest of 49 native species in a 2 hectares area, the land given by CNR. 500 sapling of planted. Go to that region today to get a feel of the rainforest. Not only that, look at, I have a 4 families of landalone. Varieties of snakes. It won't bite you. When you go there, it comes and says hello to you. That's what it happens. Sometimes when I go there at 2 o'clock, when I pass through that, I see one fellow coming every day. One day I had a very good student. We both used to take a walk after lunch. I told him, see, this fellow comes to see me. No, I said, every day I am coming here to see this fellow. Then he said, no sir, that fellow is coming to see you because you are given a habitat. Unlike human, those organisms are grateful to you. So, and then another thing is, you look at the groundwater in that region, which was only 150 feet. I have water at 10 feet. See, I am doing the model which I have the thing. Here the live model will demonstrate how the linkage between the vegetation and water. And temperature is another 2 degrees lower. Okay? So now you understood how you can improve the water situation. And this is what we communicate. We conducted various orientation program in many schools and colleges. And I have been offering a course on environmental management to bring awareness among the other section of society, that is the graduates. The 21st session I have done. The 22nd session is announced. Today morning, incidentally, already about 30 people have registered. Today, one of the industry calls me and says, sir, I want to send 10 youngsters to your course. They said, please accept it. I said, only one faculty, how can we do it? Sir, you can do it, you please accept. That's the kind of demand that comes. Okay? Then, look at the next symposium which we have conducted. This is an event once in 2 years we have been doing from 98. As soon as I joined the institute as a faculty, I did the started. Uniqueness of this event is the participation by school and college students. When school and college students participate, they get the knowledge. And we also give a forum for them to do the experiment and learn and do the presentation. Now the next event is in the Alvas and Mudmidre during October. Those of you who are interested, you are most welcome to come for the event. You will learn many of the things, including that lake and forest, and in that region you can see that. Okay? That is where, the kind of the people who take part. Always I have got 25 to 30% for the school and college students in addition to the international and national delegates. The children do simple experiment of carbon sequestration or the lake monitoring. They come to the lab, do the analysis. And children in the rural area, they do the neighborhood mapping of the diversity of plants and animals. They get that knowledge at that young age. Okay? And when they take part in this symposium like this, when they attend for 3 days, they get that adequate knowledge. And when they do the experiment and then present it, when they are given the colleges award, they feel satisfied and they become highly successful. Some of the students who today are faculties in IIIT and IITs, NICER, etc. Okay? And if you need more details, this is the portal where you can see. And this is you can contact me. All my publications. There is about 1,244. A small number of publications are available in the website. You can also see that, which includes our report publication. Around 400 papers we have published in the, and as the rightly said, on tube light, they have put some 360-watt tube light. What I have done is I have translated that into an intelligent bulb of LED, which spends only about 14 watts. You know, that means 360 watt. If you use 360 watt for 10 hours, you know 3600 units. That means 3.6 kilowatt hour you would have spent. Now I am using only 140. And what energy I use, more than that I generate about my rooftop, my lab. And this is the way. That means our research is on energy environment. We practice and we also deliver. And our agenda is to give the knowledge to this environment. And they share. They make our country proud. That's what we are looking for. And that's what our science is towards that. And we have been successful in doing that. Okay? And when they do, youngsters do a good job, you see the smile on everybody's face. Thank you very much. Now I will show you the portal, which, the second part of my See, I showed you this web page, okay? This is our database section, okay? Then we have the other, this one. I'll show you the spatial decision support system and Bangalore information system. See, this is the Western Ghats spatial decision support system. See, you can select a stage, okay? I will select Kerala because there was an unfortunate thing in Kerala. And I think Francis is also from Kerala. Okay. Then you can see Kerala, red, green, and eco-sensitive. Then you can choose the district. Okay, I choose Vizag. Okay. Then the Tata. See, these are all ecologically sensitive regions. These are ESR2, ESR3. Okay. Then Tata, you can choose the Tata. Okay. So that you can visualize at whatever level you want. Okay. If you want your village, you can choose that. And when you click on that village, you will get all the details. Why it is IISC GPA, okay? And all the data what we have used for this, we have put it down. You know, our effort of last 2.5 decades, we have made it public. We said, okay, let others do it and prove that they are better than us. Okay? There is no doubt we are best today, but we want someone else to be better than us. Okay? Then, we also have Bangalore Urban Information System. Which gives and also the water scarcity, how to solve that, all those things. Not only that, if you look at Bangalore Lake Information System, you get the details of it. And recently I published a book, even that, some results of that are put it on there. So you can see how Karnataka land cover is changing. Okay? And also you can see what is the work of the forest in various time period, 2005 and 2019. This kind of visualization also you can do. And when you see this, you see the number. This is only about a month. This is the commission. In case is about a month. Whereas the VUIS, today it's about 3,000 people have seen. Okay? And Western Ghats decision support system, we have crossed 10,000. Okay? And it is not that we are satisfied. We are happy that many people are showing interest in looking at the thing. That means there is a requirement for that. That is where we were successful. When Ramachandra developed the databases and all, researchers like me were benefited. And I would say that success of my career should also go to the people like visionaries like Rashi. And actually, we all remember him every year. And see, when people do a good job, everyone remembers. Even after 20 years, we are conducting memorial lecture. That certainly that soul is resting in peace. And we are all remembering that soul because of the wonderful support that has helped in nurturing many youngsters. I started my career at that time, and one of the things he noticed my way of working is something different. I was thinking of digitization, putting everything on the thing, use the spatial data. And he also was drawn by that. When I showed the web page of environmental information system, he said yes. Then he arranged one of my talk at that age at Mysore. He said you should give a talk, and this is the thing. I gave a keynote talk at that age of that time in that university. That is where they, when people with the knowledge, the group, we come out with something interesting. That is where science can survive in this country if there is encouragement. Encouragement can happen only with the visionaries, with selfless effort, that it can happen. That is where science in IISC has been successful, because there are many people who have been contributing towards that, and some of the people I have mentioned already. Thank you very much for listening to me. If there are any questions, I would be very happy to think I have demonstrated how my data through the science taken towards the conservation. Finally, I see a smile on everybody's face in the society. That's what the science is. That should be the agenda of the science. Apart from publishing a good number of publications, you should also see that your neighbor's face is a smile. And when they look at you, they look at you with respect. That should happen. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you very much for a very interesting and educative talk actually. Usually we librarians go to library seminars and conferences and after those various librarians. And today
I gave a talk last month in one of your forum also. Francis was there in that J University. I didn't even talk to the librarian.
It was really learning for us.
I'll tell you, denial of a book in a library made me to have a book on my own. Today I have 65,000. The credit should go to a person who refused to give me one book, which was, there was some rotation system. Nobody was taking. But his argument is, no, already you have borrowed 3 times, you cannot borrow 4 times. I said, Baba, I am taking your course, I need it. Then I told him, I will set up the thing. I will make it available to everybody on the earth, I said. And that you will remember, today you see that 65,000 articles and books on this one. If you come to my room, I am filled with the books only.
Yeah, it was nice to see you have created a wonderful portal.
Sure.
Wonderful portal is not less than any library actually.
Yeah, that's true.
So thank you very much for that. So one observation is not a question. Your studies has pointed out alarming facts about Western Ghats and all. And there were several committees like the JRD committee report, the President committee report. But still our governments are not serious about that.
That is not that. See, one is tell the people. Then that is have to happen. That is where this kind of portal will help. Now, this has gone to Supreme Court. Now, if the government is not doing it, NJD will ask them to do it. Now, there is a case in NJD and they have taken this reference. They said that we can visualize. See, the NJD was asking every state government to give the list of the villages which are ecologically sensitive. None of the state government was not giving that. And Madhav Gadgil report, taluk level, they said eco-sensitive. Kasturi Rangan, because he is a space scientist now, wherever projects are coming up, he used to leave that and jump to another thing. And that is the kind of thing, he true to his space nature, he was jumping. Then I said that it has to be science-based. That's where we put it. And the moment we put it, I see that the committee from the ministry has come. Usually you have to go means they will make you to wait. But here, committee has come to my room, asking your mind time. That is the thing. That is where we the thing. That is where we can see if you have a sound science-based argument, you can convince anyone. If you can convince the judiciary and the executive mechanism, you have succeeded in your life. What you are.
So one thing I am sure all my participants also agree that after listening to your talk, we will be more responsible towards nature and environment. Definitely, that's one takeaway.
That will happen. Otherwise, when they are taking the plastic cup in their hand, no, they will be thinking how far I am from cancer.
And the polythene bags. Any other questions from the learning? And then we will take on. So we have a speaker. So any queries from online participants? Yeah, you can introduce yourself and yeah. actually is from Tumakuru University, Dr. Rajendra Babu. And his question is that since in Bangalore we find a lot of small houses, and one thing is that you can have a rooftop garden. And his question is, can you enlighten me on that aspect?
Well, you know the
Yeah, thanks.
yeah. Well, planting vegetation is always a good move. So that when you have a rooftop garden, the horticulture thing you are growing, vegetable what is required for your home, you would have got it through that garden. Okay, that means you are not getting any contamination. Otherwise, the vegetable what you buy from the shop, you are not sure of the quality, the contamination and the different. Even the other day when I purchased the muskmelon from the super bazaar here, when I analyzed the chemical component, I found that there are pesticide residues. That means there is a dangerous thing. When you have the rooftop garden, suddenly it will happen. But one argument people say, the rooftop garden is a replacement to the tree cover in the city, which I do not agree. Because the service what provided by the trees, the rooftop garden will not provide. Because when the trees are there, as I showed, there is a water, the percolation happens. You know, the water, the groundwater recharge happens. The rooftop garden, it doesn't happen. The rooftop garden may look good visually, aesthetically, but it does not do the ecological service. But having rooftop garden, I think Rajendra Babu has ensured that the uncontaminated food item to his family members is ensuring that this is a good thing. He should do it and that he should propagate in a big way. But not the government should not think that the moment they go in a space, through the satellite, they should not say wherever rooftop gardens are there, that is the replacement of it. That argument should not be there.
Sir, for a basic question, the trees use carbon dioxide to be force of photosynthesis. Am I correct, sir?
Yes.
So what the tree as such doesn't store carbon dioxide.
No, trees store the carbon. In see, that is what I showed in the trees of Western Ghats. I said the carbon gets stored in the above root biomass, that means the trunk, branches, etc. And the root, this one, and in the soil. We quantified that. It amounts to about 1.23 million gigaton. And every year, about 37,000 gigaton, 37,000 tons. That means what is ejected in Trivandrum, Cochin, etc. are assimilated by the trees in the Western Ghats in the region. That's how the nature balance is happening.
So essentially when we cut a tree, that carbon gets released.
Carbon gets released and your potential to take away the carbon from the atmosphere also get your curtailed. So the two, that average is much heavier higher. Okay, we have to be careful.
Sir, the rainwater harvesting, how practical it is? Can every apartment can have a rainwater harvesting? Is it safe for the building?
The sun has nothing to do with the building. Every building has a sun. So for example,
the foundation.
There is no problem. For example, if you come to Masveshwar, our Shivakumar, who was a IISC scientist, his house, he does not use BWSS water. He does not use electricity or a KEB. He has solar and he has the rainwater harvest. And the sun, any house you have sun actually. Now even corporation water to store you have sun. Another sun you will create it to store the rainwater.
Not let it percolate.
See, there are other ways also. You can allow the percolation also. But if you want to reuse it, having a sun will give you the thing so that you can use it for your
But then we need to have a very huge
very huge. You know, it is about 30,000 liters kind of thing. So that because rain is not continuously one go. You get for rain and then there is a right spell again rain kind of a thing. And whatever the excess water you can allow it for the percolation to happen. And the ground retaining the water gives the stability to the buildings. It is not the other way. You know, because of the force, you know, the dynamic forces that play there, allow the water. See, the moment you remove the water from the ground now, as in some other building it happens, it will start collapsing. So that's where we have to be careful in the.
Is there any queries from online participants? And we have some compliments. Sir, very interesting and thoughtful and useful research, an eye-opener for many of us. Thank you. How can we live and contribute sustainably being organized?
And also all librarians should allow the researcher like me without any
Yes.
research.
And Padma Shri Sharad Aita, a very inspiring talk. Thank you very much. I think that's all.